Pretty rough through here as far as just bigger rocks. You just got to kind of pick your line. We got plenty of clearance for everything. I just like to try to pick the smoothest route as I can, but sometimes the pickings can get slim. Well, hello and welcome back to Outdoors for Adventure. I'm Tim.
I'm Ashley.
And we are set up camping in the Ouachita National Forest. We're in between Little Missouri Falls and Crooked Creek Falls. We're closer to Crooked Creek Falls at a spectacular dispersed campsite. And before we got here, we started on the eastern end of the Ouachitas, closer to Winona Auto route. In fact, we passed some of that, and we did another road that was mapped by Heather Dunn on the Onyx Off-Road app, and we were just kind of checking camp spots out, looking for a camp spot. And I really didn't find anything up there that I wanted. I was looking for Creekside, and I've camped here before, so I told Ash, I said, well, let's just go ahead and head back to the other end of the Ouachitas. And we headed toward Shady Lake. I knew this spot was here. And we come off Highway 8 into, I forgot the name of the WMA now. But anyway, we come up to Crooked Creek. Somebody was camped there. There's another spot somebody was camped at, or they actually just a trailer in there. And
no, they had a tent in there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So there's a few spots in between Highway 8 and where we're at. But like I said, we passed Crooked Creek Falls, and I camped here before. I saw no one was here. So we pulled in and we set up camp. And there's another area just above us that we could have set up at if we wanted, but we got as close to the creek as we could. It's just an area I like. But in this video, our topic is actually going to be about the Jeep Trailhawk line as far as being a good overlanding, camping, adventure vehicle. And I think we have pretty good knowledge on the subject because we have the Compass Trailhawk. I had the Cherokee Trailhawk, and we now have the Grand Cherokee Trailhawk. So we have pretty good insight on all those Trailhawks. And I have watched a lot of videos about the Renegade Trailhawk. But since we haven't had that, I'm not going to talk about the Renegade Trailhawk other than saying it is very small and it doesn't have the same cargo space as, say, the Compass Trailhawk. And comparing the Compass Trailhawk to the Cherokee Trailhawk, I'd say it's pretty close to having the same cargo space. For some reason, it just seems like the Compass is pretty roomy. But as far as overlanding, any vehicle that you have would work for overlanding. You just have to be knowledgeable what your vehicle can do, and don't get yourself in a predicament to where you're getting stuck or you're in trouble with your vehicle. You know, if you have 12-inch boulders across the road, you're not going to want to drive a Honda Civic across it. You know, it's just kind of common sense type thing. But I just wanted to clarify that I'm not saying Trailhawks are what you need to overland, because you can overland in what you have. It's just, you know, be smart about where you're going and what you're doing. There's a lot of overlanding that can be done that isn't off-roading per se. But back to the Trailhawks, I think they're excellent vehicles. Every one of them, I think they're excellent vehicles because they are all-wheel drive. They do have good ground clearance. And as far as even off-roading in their class, they are top of their class. And my favorite vehicle is the Grand Cherokee that's sitting behind us, because it does have more space. The Cherokee had a true locking rear differential on it. This Grand Cherokee Trailhawk has the limited slip differential, and it's fine. We are not into heavy off-roading. We're not rock climbing, and I tried to avoid mud. But if there is a mud hole and we have to go through it to get to our destination, and I feel confident that I can get through it, then no problems. We'll go through it. But it's great. You know, I think the Trailhawk in the Jeep line is a good choice because of the room. It's got plenty of power. The all-wheel drive system's great. The drive modes are awesome. The Cherokee, which they quit making, and they are coming out with one in 2026, and it's going to be, I think, a hybrid. I don't know much about it, but they are coming back out with a Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee, the body style's changed since I got this one, but basically, you know, the drivetrain and all that, I feel, is pretty similar. And they're just good vehicles. They're comfortable. And if you're doing more off-roady type stuff, I'm talking rock climbing, going through very deep mud holes, then your Gladiator and your Wrangler are your popular choices. But one of the best things about this is long distance, where in our area we can't just jump in a vehicle and be someplace that's dirt roads or off-road trails. We have to drive for an hour, 2 hours to get to the national forest or the areas that we can actually get off-road. So the on-road manners of the Trailhawks are awesome, and they're all very comfortable vehicles on road. And then when you get off-road, they're also comfortable. You air down just like you would any other vehicle, and you have the all-wheel drive with the mode settings, and it will conquer just about anything you point it at. You know, you just have to be smart about what you're doing. Is it the best overland vehicle? I'm not going to say that. In the back of my mind, I'm still kind of thinking Gladiator. But the Trailhawks, I like them. They're awesome vehicles. And if you're looking for a good multi-purpose, go to work every day, can still get you out in the woods, can get you down some pretty tough trails, the Trailhawk will do it. And if you don't believe me, there's a lot of YouTube videos of people that are off-roading their Trailhawks way harder than I ever have and ever will. Because, you know, I'm just not going to tear my stuff up. I'm not going to take that chance. And I try to be smart about what I put my vehicles through. And the boy is not liking the bugs. But that's really all I have to say about the Trailhawks. If you're thinking about getting a Trailhawk for overlanding, I give it all of them thumbs up. They're good vehicles. Just pick out the one that best suits your needs. And remember, the bigger you go, the more off-road camping gear you can take with you. And I'm a gearhead, so I always take more than I need. Hope this video helps you out if you're thinking about getting a Trailhawk for overlanding, camping, or just everyday life. I will touch on the air suspension. This vehicle has the air suspension. It has 70 some thousand miles on it, and I've had no issues with the air suspension. We do pull a camper with it, well, a pop-up camper, and I'm on loaded. We're probably about 3,500 pounds, 4,000 pounds, and I've had no issues with the air suspension or towing. I also towed with the Cherokee. We do not have a hitch on the compass, and the compass is not rated to pull a lot of weight. So just we never have needed it.
But as we've been doing our bathroom remodel, I have hauled a lot of concrete bags.
Yeah, it does have some room, and it can handle hauling pretty good. But the Trailhawk's a great vehicle, and I've had two myself. She's got the compass. We both have driven all of them. My opinion is I really like the Jeep Trailhawk line. What do you think?
Yeah.
Compared to any other SUV, it's what I choose.
Well, to be fair though, we've never had any other brand of SUV. Every SUV we have had has been Jeep, because he did not touch on the fact that we have had other Jeeps.
Yeah, I had the Liberty, and we had a CJ7, and
a Wagoneer.
We had the Wagoneer, although I didn't get it fixed up like I wanted before it ended up being gone. But we are Jeep people, and like I said, later down the road, you may see a Gladiator parked behind me. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. So I guess we'll go end this video. I'm getting a little long-winded, but I thought
I do want to touch base. I'm not comfortable on what I would call washboard roads. I do not feel like I'm capable of driving it. I probably could, but yesterday we went over some roads that there was one where I just stopped and put it in park because we were on a sheer cliff and there was a boulder in the road. And I'm not talking a little rock, I'm talking a boulder. And I just put it in park and I was like, I'm not comfortable with this. The Jeep handled it fine.
Yeah,
it was more than my comfort level trusted though. But the Jeep was fine.
Yeah, and I think a lot of off-roading and overlanding and the trails you go down has a lot to do with your experience, because it is something that's learned. You have to pick your track, and she's good, and she could have done that no problem. But if she don't feel safe doing it, we have a four-wheeler going by. It's best to know your limitations, and if you don't feel safe or comfortable doing something, it's probably best not to. You have to use your judgment when you're in off-road situations, and we are by ourselves pretty much 90% of the time, so we can't put ourselves in a predicament that we'll be stranded or stuck or something like that. And if that situation happens, we do always carry an inReach so we can get a hold of people. But
and I am going to err. That's just me. I'm going to err on the side of caution. I knew Tim could handle it just fine, so I'll let him.
And the big difference there is I've been off-roading, true off-roading, in my younger years with the CJ7 Jeep, and I had a Chevy short wheelbase on 44-inch tires, so that ought to tell everybody something right there. And I used to do a four-wheeler, and we would go straight up cliffs and through mud, and I've just got the background and experience that even some of the stuff I know I can do, I err on the caution when we're by ourselves because I don't want to get us stranded. And if there's that chance that we may not be able to make it through something, chances are we're going to turn around and go the other way, find another route. And I recommend anybody that's solo wheeling or solo overlanding, you have to make good, smart judgment calls. And it'll save you a lot of heartache and pain in the long run. And we're out to do this to enjoy it. And if it becomes work, and if you're having to work to get unstuck, then that's not fun. And my vehicles don't have a winch right now, and probably not going to have a winch because it's just more work than I want to do. And I actually have a winch sitting in the garage. But maybe later, if I end up the Gladiator, I'll put the winch on the Gladiator. And maybe our wheeling will get a little bit more difficult.
That bug's not gonna get you, my
But
boy.
this is going to do 90% of anything you want to do. It's going to get you out there. All the Trailhawks will get you out there to have a great time. It's going to get you through some mud, some sand, over some rocks. They're good vehicles. And with that, I'm going to leave it up to you when you're looking for your overland vehicle. If you want to go look at the Trailhawks, I recommend it. But for now, you can get out there in what you have and enjoy nature.